Hello guys and welcome to MRC Tier 2, and we are here in the streets of one of the most beautiful locations on the entire calendar. It is Monaco. I mean, this track is very much Marmite. You either love it or you hate it. There's no in between when it comes to driving around these streets. I know someone that does love it, and that is Charles Leclerc. I mean, he's had bad luck, but you could probably see his house from this picture I'm currently looking at in the pit lane. So, yeah, he definitely does love it. And tonight I am joined by a man that probably doesn't live he lives a lot closer to Monaco than I do, that is for sure. It's the French, Scouse, Portuguese, German, Spanish man. It's Ant. How are you?
Hello. Well, I'm doing just as well as you, I think. And, you know, I don't live that close to Monaco. I live closer to you than to Monaco.
Yeah, you definitely do. But, this is a very flu-ridden comms, so me and Ant, luckily we're not in the same room to make it worse for each other, but, yeah, we'll give you all the, if the voices go, if it sounds like we haven't, hit puberty yet, the reason is because we've got no voice, so yeah, just bear with us a little bit. But Martin says all dry. Well, that's good news. It's a shame it wasn't on Friday when I was trying to race an MRCX, is it? But yeah,
it's not great news though, because that means that Tier 1 might get some rain later on, and that's not for me.
I mean, that'll make it exciting, but I am going to take us on board for a lap of this circuit. You brake at just where the tunnel starts, and then you got to drive through Sandevot all the way up this hill, and it will lead you down to the infamous turn 3, where it's just a massive search for traction, and then into 4 it comes at you very quickly. You got to take the apex, avoid the bump on the exit. No, Simon goes straight over it. Okay, ignore me. 100 meters ish braking point for the next corner, and then into the slowest corner on the entire F1 calendar. And again, it's just about keeping enough speed to not lose too much time. And then through the double right-hander, and now through the infamous tunnel, which is going to run you all the way down. This is the highest speed part of the track without a shadow of a doubt, and you pick your braking point again about the 100-meter mark. You've got to find it, not take too much sausage curb. He's taken that absolutely beautifully, Simon. Now into the final part of the track. This is ever so tough. You've got to avoid that wall, but get close as well through the swimming pool. He does brilliantly now. He's just about perfect. He's really pushing now into Raskas. You've got to, again, pick your braking point. There, run out a bit wider. He's had a bit of a twitch on the exit, and now into the final corner and down the straight. What is this time going to be for a banker on mediums? A 14.7.
You've got Mark in P11. He's coming up to the final corner, and he's 3 seconds up.
Also,
so this is going to be yeah.
Adding on to Mark, he can win the championship today.
He can, yeah.
I can't remember the formalities, but I know he can win the championship.
Let me have a quick look, and I'll get that sorted for you.
Yeah. Thank you. That really does help
right now, beaten by Panizza.
Yeah, Panizza, the Italian man, doing very, very well. Only very narrowly by 5 thousandths per second. But as I was saying, this is the most important qualifying of the season, hands down. It's so difficult to overtake at this track. So, let's see. Qualifying arguably could be what decides the race here. So, let's see. Krusty T is on a lap. He's gone purple in the middle sector. Absolutely flying beautiful through that part of the track. Absolutely wonderful. Gets so close to the wall. Hello, Chris. Chris says he loves Monaco. Well, you're just psycho.
Yeah. We sometimes have our disagreements with Chris.
I mean, I would argue with Chris till I'm blue in the face about that one. I mean, I'm not far off blue in the face with how I'm feeling at the minute, but I'd be even more blue in the face by the time I finished arguing about this track. Wow, what a lap that is from Freddie Olsen, a 10.6. Incredible. That's provisional pole at the minute for Freddie. Let's go have a look at what Mr. Hills, the boss man, is doing. So close to the wall. And now he's approaching a car in Raskas. That's going to have hurt him a little bit, maybe cost him a tenth or two. But let's have a little look 112.3
Yeah.
from Martin, but Chris says Monaco is the ultimate test of bravery, and I missed the rest of it, but yeah, I mean, it is. It's a very big test, don't get me wrong. It's the most challenging track and it's the most rewarding track if you get right, but it's horrible. There is absolutely nothing good about this track.
I completely agree with Chris on qualifying day. That's it.
I mean, I love F1 with all my heart, but I will happily sit there and not watch Monaco. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think I've missed a race in about 5 years, but if someone said to me, oh yeah, let's go out for the day instead of watching Monaco, I'd happily say yes. Do you know what I mean? But qualifying I'd stay in for, because that's the one where it's exciting.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's always good.
You know.
You've got Alex starting a lap if you want down P16. He's one of our main contenders for pole here.
Yeah, he definitely is. I was just watching Smith, but he seems to be a bit off it. Mark's just improved to a 110.7. Panizzi's improved to a 110.8. So, one thing I did learn on Friday is as well that a double warm-up works really well around this track.
Yeah. I think it's the length of the track. It helps a bit with not getting too much out of the tyre in the early laps, but I don't think the softs are a good tyre for the race though. Still not.
You also use hardly any battery per the lap, so you can literally get 3 hot laps, maybe 4 if you're lucky, out of your ERS levels around this track, because you only need about 40% per lap. So, well, no,
yeah,
sorry, not even that. Sorry, it's about 30% per lap, roughly. So that's Alex took that very strangely. He's gone purple in the middle sector apparently, but I think he's going to be a bit off the pace on his first lap here.
I think
anyway,
he's looking good for the top 3 here.
Fourth,
P4.
1:11.1, so not a bad lap. He'll be pretty happy with that. Eric Boyce was 12th on his hard tyres. I think he's tier 1 if I'm not mistaken.
He is, yes, in the Williams seat.
Let's have a look at one of the new drivers. He was last week's tier 2 race winner. That is Immortal. So let's see how he manages to get on. This is also a completely different track to something like Imola as well, so it's one way he's really going to see his skills come into fruition a little bit here. But let's have a little look. What can he possibly do with this lap time? Let's go and have a look. It's going to be across the line, and it's provisional pole at 110.6. And bear in mind, that's his first lap of the session as well. So that is incredible. He's also a driver that, he's told me he's never driven without line before these 2 races.
He's taking it well, and he's got much more time to find then, I guess, he's only just started. But we've got Ryan in P7, he's improving on 4 tenths, so that should get him up to P4, possibly more.
P2. And I'll tell you what, he's only, 12,000, that's very, very close. Let's go and have, I've just realised Kayla Soze is also racing. He's currently P20, but he can't, he can set a lap, but only on hards. He's tier 1, isn't he, Kayla? Yeah,
same as G-Star and Erebus.
What's Bergen? Is he tier 1 or 2?
He's reserve tier 1, reserve tier 2, from what I can remember. So he's basically racing as if he was tier 2.
So Bergen can officially set a lap time then?
Yeah.
Whereas Carl and Armour, I think, just haven't come out on track yet, which is brave that they're only going for the 1 lap. This is the sort of track in qualifying especially where you want to be on track for the entire session if you possibly can be. So
I think they're trusting the Monaco chaos to make their way up the grid.
Interestingly, by this time on Friday we'd had about 10 DNFs in qualifying. Today we've had none. So
there's an improvement.
Maybe people have been practicing.
We've got Caribbean P3 going through sector 2. He's at the new chicane.
Let's go have a look at
that. By nearly 2 tenths in the first lap, in the first sector.
Let's go have a look at the man from the Faroe Islands. He's half a second up.
This is a big improvement.
This is going to be. Oh, please some of these cars are going. That's going to hurt him quite a bit.
Yeah. And I know this is Monaco, but.
Oh, the dirty air has really hurt him at the final corner. Yeah, that's just lost him pole. He was going to be on pole by a long, long way there as well.
Thing is, though, this won't hurt his confidence. He'll know that he's got the ability to make that quick lap, and he can go even faster.
He can, but that's still gonna, like, let's say something happens, God forbid it doesn't, we all hope it doesn't, of course, but let's say something happens now on that last lap, his chance at pole, and it was one of those laps he was on there that I don't think many people would have even got close to, if I'm honest. Because that was such a big improvement on an already quick time as well. So. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it would have been, like, he would have got at least a 5/10 gap.
Yeah, he may have even been in the 109s here. So, yeah, I'm just watching Panizza now.
Yeah,
so let's
he's
see.
improving by nearly half a second as well.
A second?
So, yeah.
Wow. This is going to be...
He's hit the wall twice now.
Thing is, if he keeps this going, he still may get pole.
Yeah, yeah.
That was that good. Let's see what he's going to do. He comes across the line. Wow! And that's with the last sector and no front wing.
The track's improving.
He kept out of the wall very, very well. Yeah, it certainly is improving. I mean, I improved my lap by 1.6 seconds at the end of the session on Friday, and I had 0 front wing.
Wow.
And I mean genuinely nothing on my front wing. So, maybe Hornet's gone into 7th with a 1:10.8. So that's a good lap from him. He's going to get one more lap in at the end of the session as well. The thing is, the last thing you want to do around this, the last thing you want to do around this track is use a set of tyres without. The thing is, he's got to find 0.8 of a second here.
Immortal?
Yeah.
Well,
just to get pole. So this will be his. Actually, he might be able to get run in again and out again potentially. If he does his lap quick enough.
Yeah, with 5 minutes left, I think, yeah, he can set his lap, go around.
Yeah, he certainly can. Let's have a look what he is doing. Incredibly late. Oh, no, that's good. Wow, no, that was really good. Wow. He braked so late into that part of the track. He's down, though, by nearly 3.5 tenths of a second. So, obviously, something's gone wrong for him somewhere. Surely he's gonna pit. No, he's gonna go again on these same tyres, so let's see what he can do. Let's see who else is like that. G-Star is, but I'm not gonna watch him because he's tier 1 and on the hards. Let's see what's going with Immortal's lap for now, because obviously we know he's on.
He's not setting it up, he's got no ERS usage right now, he's on none. So he's
okay. So maybe...
So you've got officially nobody to look at right now.
Cheers for the entertainment, guys. Thanks. Help the fellow commentators out. Cheers.
Don't be worried. It's gonna all go into fireworks in a few moments.
It's okay. We've got a very exciting Monaco race with 1,000 overtakes ahead of us. So.
Oh yeah. What are you counting the pit lane? I think you're counting the pit lane.
Even then, you're still seeing maximum 2. It depends if we're also counting every time someone breaks a wing and someone slides past that way. But, Woo Max, thank you so much for coming out.
I'll be back in a moment.
Okay, my friend. So let's see what Woo Max can do. Can he put it anywhere near that top 5? That's the question. Let's have a look. What's his first one saying? He's about 1/10.5 up, so good improvement from him. If he wants to threaten the big guys, he needs to find about a second of a lap though as well, but then that also means that you've got to hope they don't improve drastically at the same time. But let's see what he can do. He comes through the tunnel now, so let's see whereabouts he is going to place himself. Very late on the brakes again, but just about keeps the car going in the right direction. For the time being at least. Let's see what's his middle sector like. Only 2/10. This isn't going to be enough for him to really threaten the top guys unless he has an absolute barnstormer at the last sector. But let's wait and see, shall we? He's had a very clean last sector here, actually. A lot of people have had a twitch out of that corner. He honestly hasn't. Let's see what he can do. 1:11.2. He's into the top 10 for the time being. Let's go and have a look at the man who was on an absolute stormer of a lap earlier, Mr. Freddie Olsen. He's not looking like he's pushing too much. No, Freddie Olsen definitely isn't pushing that much at this moment in time. He's going to go again on those tyres, I can already tell. Let's go and have a look at what L. Hodge is doing, because he's 4.1 down as well. He's not on a lap. What about Red Car? What's he doing? Oh, big twitch. That's going to have hurt him a lot on his lap. Red Car will be ruining that one. What about Alex Jarek? Let's go watch him at the end of the first sector. What can he do? That is the question. He's about 1/10.5 up in the first sector. So, the track is definitely improving, but people are making a lot of mistakes right now. So, let's have a little...
Yeah, Mark is improving, but again, it's only a marginal improvement in comparison to what he needs to get pole.
Yeah, I'm going to cut to him after I've seen Alex's lap, because Mark's in the first sector, isn't he, still currently? Or just at the end of it. So, I'll cut to Mark straight. Oh, Alex has hit the wall! And he's invalidated. Let's go and have a look at what Hodge is doing. Yeah, well, wow, it really was marginable, wasn't it? 400 per second. Mark is currently up in the first sector, so let's have a look. He's going to be hoping for higher than that if he wants to get this title done and dusted with today. Let's see what he can do. He's 5 seconds down, Mark's backed out. Yeah, P2 for Airways. What's Red Car doing? He's just going for another lap. Red Car's nearly 3/10 up in the first sector.
Wow.
So Red Car's on an absolute stormer at this moment in time. Let's see what he can do to complete this lap. Super late on the brakes, but he's absolutely smashed it. Let's see, end of the middle sector. What is he going to be doing? He's 4.5 up-ish. So let's look. Oh, so close to the wall. That was Daniel Ricciardo S through there in 2018. Let's see what he can
hit the wall, so
yeah, that's quality done.
Finished.
Yeah, let's see. 1:10.1, Red Car into P2. What about Hodge? Did he get to go again on another lap? Hodge is going again on another lap. Did you say the Bitmeister?
Yes.
He's 16th, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I was expecting more from him.
Mark is 4/10 up, by the way.
Yep.
Who's Nashers? I've never seen him before, but hello. Good to see you.
Very cautious in the final corner.
Yeah, it certainly was.
Very good.
It's P3. He'll be pretty happy with that. It has to be said.
Simon's on the final lap as well.
Let's have a look at. I'm actually on with Simon right now, so he looks like he's the last man across the line.
Yep.
So, let's have a look. Oh, he's lost his whole wing. Oh, well, the whole right side of his wing. Yeah. So.
But he could still possibly improve. Still looking steady.
Yeah. Certainly is.
P5, that's very decent.
Yeah, considering he's just done the last. It just shows that losing your wing round here doesn't.
the meta.
No, seriously, it doesn't make a whole lot of difference, really, does it? Because he was 1/10.5 up at the end of the second sector, and he's improved by 4/10 in his last sector. But your grid for the Monaco Grand Prix: Panizza is on pole, Red Car in second, Mark in third, Nick BT in fourth. I did not see him get there, but very well done. Fifth for Baby Hornet, sixth for Airways, seventh for Immortal, eighth for Freddie Olsen, ninth for Krusty T, 10th for Single Track, 11th for Alex, 12th for Wimax, 13th for G-Star, 14th for Monster, 15th for Error Voice, 16th for Bit, 17th for Smith, 18th for Bergen, 19th for Armor Red, and 20th for Kaiser Soze. Who's your prediction to win the race?
I don't know. To be honest, I'm surprised nobody else got into the 1 minute nines. I saw quite a few times in practice going that quick, like from Voltage and other guys. I was expecting Mark and possibly Single Track as well to go for it, Alex, maybe even Ryan. So I think everybody's got quite a bit of pace that's not been on display tonight. So I think anybody in that top five has got a very good chance. And you know, it's Monaco, 39 laps. As long as you survive and everybody else hits the wall or something, you're in for a win as well. So even, I can't remember who's down in P20, but I think just anybody can win. But mostly that top five, including Simon.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting to see. And don't forget, we do have the 5 minute break now as well. Did you manage to work out what Mark has to do today for the
Yes.
championship?
Yep. With 4 races left after this one, he needs 104 points. Well, no, actually, 105 points to get the job done. So that means he needs to outscore Simon by 24 points, I think. So that basically means that if he wins and Simon doesn't score a single point, well, Simon will be out of it, and it'll depend then on Bit, and I think that's it. I didn't look at P4, but basically he wins, and Simon doesn't get anything, and yeah, possibly. But
Okay, so
yeah, as I said, only
a
looked in
championship
the
could
top 3.
already be decided.
Yep.
That's kind of crazy when you look at the fact we still got, I think, 5 races left after this. So
I don't think a championship's ever been decided at Monaco in real life either.
no, and I'm glad it hasn't.
So, Mark, it's your chance to make history.
Yeah, I'm just currently looking in the pit. Then I see a no smoking sign. That is just making me laugh. Like they're going to be smoking trackside. Like, let's be honest. But I don't know why I've just seen it and I'm like, wow, okay, fair enough.
That's probably because of the advertising laws.
What's the last Monaco race that you enjoyed in real life?
There have been a few.
I enjoyed the
More
one.
than you'd
What was it?
expect.
Ricardo won 2018. He had all those engine
Yeah.
issues, and you didn't know if he could
Yeah.
hold on. So it was one of them where you didn't know if his
Yeah,
engine was going to die totally. That was a good one, and I enjoyed the year. Actually,
The result
I think
was
it was
good, but
Checo won it as well. The year Checo won it, where it was a whole mixture of strategies, and it was just strange how it worked out. But yeah, that was a good race.
yeah.
Which ones have you enjoyed? Then?
Actually, I think I remember now. I think Monaco 2008 was pretty good. I
Is
think
that
it
the
was
one where
under the rain.
Massa spun late on and handed Hamilton the win?
Be.
I think it
Could
was.
be, yeah.
Yeah, that was either 08 or 07, but yeah. Yeah.
08, I think, because Hamilton hadn't won a race before Canada in 07, so I don't think he won Monaco.
Yeah, you see, that's one of those as well where, like, you could actually overtake back then because the cars were like a third of the size of what they are now. So, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I
Let's
mean?
say
They're not
that.
actually a third of the size, but
Yeah.
in comparison to cars these days,
Oh,
they're
yeah,
way
yeah.
smaller. So,
Of course, yeah.
yeah. Like, now the front wing's bigger than half of that car that they had back then.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the front wing was definitely something else. We're going back to that kind of look anyway for 26.
Yeah, they're still going to be considerably bigger, but they're going to be lighter, which is good, which should mean faster as well. But we'll see. We shall see. When do we get going for this ever exciting Grand Prix? Let's have a little.
Keep on muting myself every time.
Yeah, so do I. I'm just seeing when we're going because I'm not actually sure what time Mr. Hodgson has announced. He hasn't announced the time, but he said at 21, so we should actually be going any time now. So, hopefully. Let's, I'm interested to see how this is going to play out, though, because obviously the undercut here will be This is going to be like a game of chess almost for nearly everyone involved, isn't it? So
Yeah, well, that's what it is. It's exactly that. It's strategy and it's patience, Monaco.
yeah.
If you push too much, well, you can push too much, but if you go over your own limit, you're at risk of going into the wall at either turn 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 until the final corner.
That's going to be hurtful for Womack. He's DSQ'd from the formation up, but let's have a quick look at tyres. So the top two both on mediums. Mark's gone for the hards, which is an interesting strategy when you look at the very high chance of safety cars around this track. Single Track's also gone for the hards, so's G-Star, Aero Voice on the softs, Smith on the softs, Armour Red on the... No, sorry, Smith on the hards, Armour Red on the hards, everyone else on the medium tyre. I think medium is the way to go here off the start, in my opinion. But
I agree with you.
Yeah. I mean, soft definitely isn't because you won't get the benefit out the softs at any point here. So it's a bit of a pointless thing to go for, in my opinion. But you know, we'll see. I guess Aero Voice has loads of softs. Sorry, yeah, I keep interrupting you. Go ahead.
No, you're right. I was saying that about the mediums. I think it's the right way to go because if you commit too early to your hard tyres, and as you said, big chance of any safety car happening. The hards are good on this game, so you won't lose too much pace. So if you have that tyre for the rest of the race, even from lap 10, you can go till the end very easily with that set of tyres. You don't want to do that with a set of mediums.
Yeah, you certainly don't. But
what about Aero Voice?
He's on the soft, so he's not gonna get much of a benefit from them tyres. Let's put it that way.
Well, he's here for fun and data gathering. Well, he's going to be testing those softs, find the limit that they can reach possibly, because he's going to be racing later on. And yeah, it's going to be okay.
I'm looking at a Ferrari when I've been moved on board with the Ferrari, so I can't see the lights. But we have got 5 red lights, and for the Monaco Grand Prix, we are racing. Let's have a look at what's going on at the front. I think Panisse has managed to hold on just about. Mark's been overtaken by Nick, who's made a sensational getaway. Mark had a bad getaway on the hard tyres. That's going to hurt him for now. He didn't want to lose that place. Immortal Airways, both side by side. Let's hope they... Oh, Immortal's nearly got into the back of Baby Hornet, but I think he's just about left it all unscathed. Everyone sees... There's a bit of wind going flying from someone. I think it's Airways. No, it's Baby Hornet, sorry. Yeah. Did he clip the wall? There's a Haas got into the back of Baby Hornet. Oh, and now the King's got into it. Everyone's hit each other. Oh, my goodness me.
What a joke.
I mean, that corner is...
sorry for all these guys.
The thing is, this corner is one of those corners where you do have to brake. You have to almost come to a stop to be able to take it in the first lap of the race. You really do.
Yeah.
But, come on guys, you're all better than that. But
I think there's much they could do.
I think we're probably going to see half the grid now into the pits most likely here.
Yeah.
I'll be surprised if a lot, because some of them did actually whack the other cars. Yeah, Immortals, he got damage with Baby Hornet there. Baby Hornet's obviously in as well. Who else is in? I think that might be it. Oh no, Aero Voice in as well, he's got damage. I think everyone else is just about... Yeah, everyone else is okay, so I'm quite surprised by the lack of people that have come in there. What Mark needs to do on these hards is firstly pray for no safety cars, and secondly really hold on to this pack.
But even if there aren't any safety cars, he'll still be vulnerable to the undercut. So,
the only thing he's got to pray for is that they come out in traffic. Because what you've got to think as well here is Martin could actually play a very, very big part today for Mark.
You're right.
Being as he's gone for the same strategy. If they come out behind Martin, Martin could just go very, very long into this race, hold them up a little bit, and all of a sudden you've got an L Hodge, and especially with the damage to Baby Hornet now, virtual safety car. But yeah, especially with the damage to Baby Hornet now, that could really put Mark in prime position.
Just to make things 100% clear, Connor, are you comparing the league founder to Checo Perez? I'm sure he'd love that.
No, I was going to say Rosberg. No, I'm not going to say that. He will absolutely murder me. I think I'm just going to run after this race after I just said that. No, I will say this. Based off what I've seen so far this season, Martin has more skill than Checo Perez. Let's put it that way. To be fair, I think I have more skill than Checo Perez at this moment in time. I think even I'd be able to get top 10 in that Red Bull. But, you know, you win some, you lose some. I just want to know, genuinely, while we're on the virtual safety car, what has he got over Christian Horner and Helmut Marko? Because how he's managed to keep that seat is absolutely beyond me.
I might be misinformed, but I think that he's basically on Christian Horner's side. I don't think he's got something against him. I think he's defending Christian Horner in all of that power struggle that they have over at Red Bull. But I don't really care too much about it. I'm just enjoying the drama that's happening.
Yeah, no, this season has been absolutely sensational, and the fact that we've got to the midway point now and there is still somewhat a title battle going on. I know it's still unlikely that anybody other than, but if the form carries on how it was before the summer break, there's every chance you could see 3 or 4 drivers pop themselves back into it come the end of this season.
The form and the development battle as well, because that performance gap between Red Bull and the other teams could actually increase a lot. So it's not just how it is at the moment; it's how much worse it can get for Red Bull.
Well, this is the other thing for Red Bull, right? With the damage that obviously Perez picked up in the real life Monaco Grand Prix, that cost them, I think it was, what was it? £2.8 million, I think it was, and that is a whole month's worth of development for them. So they've lost 4 big upgrades. That was said by Helmut Marko. There's 4 big upgrades they can't now put on the car by the end of the season. So that it's going to be costly. And then obviously he's had what 3 or 4 crashes since then as well. So
they'll all stack up, and come the end of the season, that should open things up for McLaren, definitely.
The only thing is, don't get me wrong, I love Lando with all my heart. He just needs to rein his bottle in a little bit and stop copying me. I think he watches MRC, he says, like, I'm going to bottle it like Connor every week, and then boom. So, yeah. But let's have a look. Alex Ajeric is right on the back of Freddie Olsen. But it's like, on average around here, to be able to make an overtake, you have to be around about 2 seconds a lap quicker than the car ahead.
Is that
well, they say if that's it. No, but they're saying that's if you are, you know, really on it. Like, you have to be at the bare minimum 2 seconds a lap quicker than the car ahead. So at this stage, they run on similar tyres. That's not why. I feel so bad for Freddie, because he's just disconnected from the session, which means actually Alex should be able to get past him reasonably easily here. Down the next straight, Freddie is not going to have any sort of pace at all, which means Alex is now going to pop himself into P6 for this race. So
we'll be holding on well to the top cars here.
Now he's got heat in the tyres. It's looking good for him.
So we've got another few laps, I think, before the mediums start feeling a bit iffy. So as long as he's staying there and getting the tyre wear on the medium side, he's still in a very good position.
Yeah, he certainly is without a shadow of a doubt. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes from here on out. That is certain.
And Nick's got a 3-second penalty. So that's another side of things that we didn't talk about, is that despite this being a street race, you can get some bump handling. There are a few corners that you can cut. First
Nick's
one,
just hit the
move
wall
out
as well.
chicane.
But
Oh,
yeah,
really?
yeah, he's just touched the wall coming into Rascat. I don't think he's got any damage, but he seems okay. But yeah, the corners, even Sandabot is very easy to get a warning.
Yeah.
So, I mean, sometimes you get ridiculous warnings for touching the wall.
Do you?
That is a genuine thing. I had 2 laps invalidated because my rear wheel hit the barrier into this very corner that the leaders are coming into now. If you
In
hit
time
the...
trial, you mean?
No, in my actual qualifying on the race on Friday, I got it
right.
twice. My rear left touched, because you know you're trying to get as close to the wall to be able to get the optimized turn in.
Yeah, yeah.
I had 2 laps invalidated through my rear wheel actually touching that wall. So, bit of advice to everyone in qualifying. Don't touch that wall on the entry, because it may screw you over.
We've got a titanic scrap between Rumax and single track. Rumax
Yeah,
is
we
trying
certainly
to get closer to the move off chicane, but
yeah, that was
there's
squeaky.
not enough.
They're both about to get another position as well from Freddie, who sadly is still not back in the session.
I think he's joined.
Well, he's still
Probably
going
not in the
for
car
that,
yet, but yeah, but I think he's joined the session and waiting to get back in the car.
Well, I do hope it lets him back in because he was actually having such a good race, and I
Yeah.
still believe he was probably the favourite for pole. Don't forget, he would have been very close before he got impeded a little bit on his lap. He was probably on par with Panizza for that time. Oh, that is the
Unlucky
worst
for him.
place to be brought back, though, while he's mid-fight with 3 other cars. That was...
Unluckily for him, he just lost the position.
Yeah. But everyone's managed to come out of that unscathed. I mean, if that had caused a crash by him picking his car, I don't think he could have really got a penalty for it, to be honest. It would have been very harsh, because the game just throws you back in, doesn't it? So... And obviously you don't really want to be brought back into the game mid-corner. So... Let's see. I mean, Panizza's starting to increase that gap now, though. Out front, I mean, not that DRS means anything around here anyway, but he's starting to pull close to that DRS gap on the end of every lap.
It's Mark who's falling a bit behind.
He has, yeah. I mean, tyre wear around here the other day especially, it didn't seem too bad if I'm being totally honest with you. You could do it's probably the best of any tracks I've done so far for tyre wear.
Really? Okay.
Oh, big moment for Nick!
Nick had a moment there.
Yeah, through goes Hodgson. He'll be rubbing. Oh, that was so close to contact.
Yeah. He had to bail out of that one.
Oh, my heart was in my mouth for a split second, and that would have been fruity. I've also just now realised that. Yeah. So obviously, Freddie is now under pressure from Wumax as well. Case of Soze as well is got a 3-second penalty. He will not be happy with that as he's heading into tier 1 and just over an hour's time, I think it is. So, yeah, just over an hour's time. Oh, contact between Freddie and single track for P8. Freddie seems to have just gone in the back of him a little bit there. But I tell you what, Ryan's put his foot down in P2 here. He's really going to try and take this lead.
So the question, not right now, but in the next 5 laps possibly. For Ryan, excuse me a second. Sorry, I couldn't talk anymore. Yeah, the question for him will be, does he go for that undercut and risk losing track position through his safety car?
Yeah, I mean, that's the issue, isn't it? You've always got to keep so many things in mind about this track, because you know a safety car could happen at quite literally any moment.
Oh, yeah.
But then at the same time, you have to try and take advantage of anything you can to be able to get the lead, because, like I said, unless you're considerably faster than the car ahead of you, you're not going to get past them.
Yeah,
So
put it this way, if he doesn't try anything, it's going to be very hard for him to gain anything from this race.
yeah, it certainly is as well, because it's like it's not like other tracks as well where you're going to have potentially a straight line speed advantage due to differing wings, because you're all going to have very similar wings around here. If I'd be very surprised if anyone isn't running maybe 50-50 here, to be honest with you. But yeah, it's such a tough track to master, but it's one that you'd want on your CV, isn't it? I'm sure, I don't know if you've won here before, but I'm sure you'd want it on your CV, even though you don't like it. So.
Yeah, definitely. It's pride, let's put it that way, but I'd rather not have to race at all on it.
No, 100%, but I mean, if you can come out of it and say, I've won, that Monaco, like, yes, thank you. You know, like it's the biggest privilege in motor racing, isn't it? Other than obviously winning a championship, it's the race everyone wants to win. So yeah, let's have a little look, because Freddie's managed to keep on the back of Martin here, which is very interesting. 3 seconds for Baby Hornet. He's down in P19. So I'll tell you what, as things stand, if Mark was somehow able to take the lead of this race, then he could well be in prime position for the race win. Keizer Soze's out. Oh, virtual safety car.
So is now the time to pick for some of these medium fire drivers?
Yeah, I think it could be a good chance. Has Mark's past the pit lane. So interestingly, it doesn't look. Oh, actually, there is. Womack is the man going to try and take advantage of this. So is Monster. Those two are both going to try their luck a little bit here. I think those two are almost in a position where, okay, I've got nothing to lose here. Let's go for it. So, and the thing is, the only thing they need to really check on now is, are they going to come out in clean air? How far is Krusty T?
I think they are.
They're going to have enough gap to Krusty T as well. So these guys are going to be able to really pump some laps in, and they're only going to be 12 seconds behind Martin and Freddie. So when those two have to pit, what Martin will be hoping for is another safety car now in about probably 7 to 8 laps time. Martin will be wanting another safety car. Actually, maybe more than that. Probably about
maybe a bit more,
laps,
yeah.
Maybe 15 laps time or so. So, yeah, that'll be what Martin's hoping for. But Red Car's just decided to pit. The only thing that worries me here about him pitting is, is he going to leave it? Is it going to come in by the time? Nick's followed him in as well. Are these two going to get to... No, they haven't. They've been screwed by it, so it hasn't worked out. Drive through for Armar Red as well. That's really hurtful. That could be Armar. Smith's out. He's been cleared very quickly.
Yeah, Ryan won't get the full benefit of the virtual safety car pit stop. But
sorry to interrupt you. Mark's ahead of Panizza.
Oh, wow.
But Mark's got a drive-through. Mark's got a drive-through. And no front wing.
What has happened here?
And now he's beached. Oh no, he's alive, but trying to do a 6-point turn at that corner is far from ideal. Oh my goodness. I wonder, I don't know what happened. How did he manage to get past Anita? Do you know what I'm wondering? Potentially if Panizza and Ryan came together, and that's what forced Ryan in when it did. And then they got caught up behind it, because for Mark to have no wing but be ahead of Panizza, when Panizza was about 4 seconds ahead of him as well, remember? So that's the thing.
My thinking is that at the moment that the virtual safety car went out, you know, you get the virtual safety car ending, kind of, and you're kind of waiting for when the track is going to go back to a green flag situation.
Yeah.
And maybe Panizza went too early and had to slam on the brakes.
Yeah, but and even still, before it came out though, the gap was 4 seconds, wasn't it? That's the only thing.
It was around 2 seconds.
Oh, okay, 2 seconds.
Before the virtual safety car. So perhaps he overshot it
Yeah,
and
quite
have to slam on the brakes, and you have Mark coming up behind, hitting him, inducing a drive-through. I don't know. That's just
Yeah,
my
either
thinking.
way, I'd love to know what actually went on there because all I
Yeah.
saw, like I said to you, was Mark ahead of Panizza. Then I checked the penalties and Mark had a drive-through and I was even more confused. I was like, what? What's going on
Yeah.
here? I didn't even see Mark's drive-through pop up either, if I'm honest. The thing is, Mark hasn't just served his drive-through either
Yeah, he had to pit
because he's had to pit
his
for a front wing.
Yeah.
So, oh, this
Yeah.
race for Mark has gone.
And
Thing
this
is,
is where
yeah.
starting on the hard tyres can go wrong.
Yeah, because he's not going to be able to go to the end on those tyres either. That's the other thing. So, I'll tell you what though, all of a sudden, the favourite for this race win all of a sudden is Mr. Red Car Rambo. He's 14.7 seconds off the lead as things stand. So, the only thing is, how far can the hard tyres go round here?
I don't know. But I've just looked at my PlayStation clips, and the reason why we didn't see Mark's drive-through is because our man got a drive-through as well, just after. So it got hidden away. That's why.
Yeah, because I checked it. Now Mark is now serving his drive-through as well. He's just come out back out onto the track.
Yeah,
it's not the way he. Do you know what is quite fascinating though? Look at the man he's just popped out less than 0.3 of a second ahead of his main championship rival. But I tell you what, this is a huge opportunity for Airways and other drivers in particular to really close a gap here on Mark a little bit and potentially take it to a few more races time. I think obviously it's going to take a miracle for Mark to lose his championship now, but all it takes is more races like this, and all of a sudden, obviously no one wishes these races on anyone, do they? But you know, people shouldn't give up fighting, should they?
No, of course not. And we're here to race anyway, so that's the way to go. But I think that next race time it'll be over.
Yeah, it's going to be, especially with Baby Hornet, his main contender, not scoring anything. Carl, who's in third, also currently not scoring anything as well. So it's looking bleak for the rest of the guys, but for now, Mark is looking ever stronger at the minute. But
that gap for P3 is closing down a little bit.
Yeah, it certainly is. Ryan's really on the move, but at the same time, Nick's very much glued to him. But the only issue for Nick is he has to pass Ryan, which is instantly hard. Then has to pull a gap on Ryan, which is instantly hard. They're both about to jump Panizza though.
Yep. So they're going to get the benefit of both an undercut and a virtual safety car pit stop. So what's the gap? It's going to be about 6 seconds or something.
The thing is, even if there's a late
7 seconds.
If you're on the hard tyres now and there's a late safety car, you're very, very daft if you decide to pit, aren't you? Because track position is just so pivotal around this track. So
it depends.
Unless you have to pit.
It depends how long you've had. Yeah. How long have you had those hard tyres? If you've had them for 25 laps, I think that it's still a good thing to pit. Because don't forget, your tyres are going to be cold after the safety car. You're going to have to warm them up, and warming them up at Monaco isn't that easy. You don't have that much of a high-speed section in this track.
Oh, 3 seconds for Panizza. Oh. Sorry to interrupt you, but he's just got 3 seconds. That is not going to have helped him in the slightest. Yep. I thought Airways was maybe going to try and wait it out for a safety car potentially and try and gain on these guys that way, but no, he's coming, and he's also served a penalty, I think, because he was very long in the box. You know, he was in the box for a long time. I was on board with him, and he was just sat there for about 5 seconds. But it didn't show me he had a 5-second penalty, so that seems strange, unless he just clicked his turning point of the pit lane too long.
I don't have anything.
Maybe he just clicked his turning point at the wrong time for the pit lane then, potentially. And that cost him some time. But this battle between Ryan and Nick, the thing is now it all comes down to on track for Nick here.
Yeah.
Because they're both going to the end. So let's see kind of how it goes for them both. Oh, Nick is a lot stronger into that chicane than Ryan. I've noticed that. He's a lot more confident on the brakes than Ryan at the minute. Benitez's starting to actually fall back from these two though. But then he's probably still getting a bit of heat in those tyres as well, isn't he? So
I think he's just finished that first phase of warming up.
Yeah.
That gap went up to 9.5, I think.
I'll tell you another thing we have missed.
Yep.
Freddie Olsen got past single track.
Yeah.
We missed that
Martin
somewhere
got
down the
any
line.
damage?
Because Martin was ahead of him because he got past him. Yeah, I think Martin's missing the front left end plate.
Okay,
I've just seen that correctly. No, maybe not actually. Unless it's non-visible because he's also been caught extremely quickly here by Immortal as well. So...
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Because that's quite a bit of a gap.
Oh, Immortal's just hit Martin! He's gone for the move. Oh, very, very sensible driving to back out of that. I think Immortal might actually have the pay. I might stick with this for a little bit because I feel like we could see our first actual on-track overtake here. And we both want to see that, don't we? An on-track overtake. Because
yeah.
We haven't actually seen a legit overtake, I don't think, yet in this race. So, let's have a look. No, Martin is just parking that car in the middle of the road. Which, by the way, for anyone that's watching, that is totally within the rules. Parking the car in the middle of the road. Just don't move more than once to the braking zone because then you're going to complete a disastrous task, pretty much there. Isn't that right, Anne? You don't want to lose 3 tons in the braking zone. But here comes Immortal. He's closing, he's gonna go side by side into Sandervot. There's a bit, oh, Martin's lost the rear. I think he's just about kept it going. I guess that counts as an overtake. Kind of. There was a tiny little wheel bump, but I think we can class that as an overtake. We're Immortal.
Sorry, missed that.
Yeah, there was a bit of a wheel bang. Oh, Krusty T's out. That's in the pit lane. Brilliant. That might be under him, but I don't know. I think he was alongside both drivers. There was a bit of a wheel bang, but I don't know. It might be. Stewards might have to look at it after. Who on earth knows? But either way, we've seen an overtake. I'm very excited that we've
got that
an
off our bucket list.
Yeah, I feel like I've made it on comms now. I feel like I've achieved everything I wanted to achieve for today's stream now. But I actually captured the overtake as well. So I could smell it coming from a mile off. Interestingly, Amar Red's had a very good race here though, but at the same time he hasn't pitted yet. That's the only thing, but...
Martin's into the pits.
Martin is, I'm not surprised by that though. Another 3 seconds for Baby Hornet. But that Williams pit crew, they're not changing his wing, so he had no sort of wing damage, Martin. Freddie Olsen's also just come back out onto the track. He's done pretty well here, Freddie, if I'm being totally honest, because he's managed to jump Alex as well, may I add, in the pit. He also disconnects from the session earlier on in the race, so the fact that he's still in the point, two drivers ahead of him haven't pushed him as well. He's currently running in a net P8 plus G-Star, he's got to hit on the penultimate lap. As things stand, Freddie Olsen's currently P7 in this race.
Ryan in the pits and left by Aaron. So one fresh millions from now on, so should be able to go to the end.
Yeah, I think he'll be pretty happy with that. I mean, I think Nick's getting a bit frustrated now behind that Red Bull of Ryan. He's just not... I mean, Panizza's not really making any inroads. He's taken about a second out since the pit stop. So, he's not catching anywhere near as fast as he needs to be.
Yep.
What's
And
interesting though is Immortal had to pit at the end of lap 1. He's done 20 laps on those set of hards. I do wonder how deep he's going to go, or if he's just going to try his absolute best to
he's got
potentially
to try and get to
complete.
the end.
Do you? I would though. Well, there's no harm in it
Yeah,
because
yeah, he's got to.
you're the car ahead of all these guys. You dictate the pace. Error voice is out. That's also pits by the looks of it. So,
He's got
guys.
to. I mean, if he pits, what benefit does that bring to him? None.
Well, I mean,
He's
that's
got to
what I
have to
mean.
get past every single car to try and manage to score 1 point.
As things stand, if he
doesn't-
pits, he's going to come out in P13.
Yeah, not worth it.
So he may as well. I'll tell you what, Red Car and Nick were nearly side by side into. That was insanely close. Nick is really trying to stick it on and put some pressure on Ryan here. What Nick is doing is almost spot on, really. If you're not going to be able to overtake him, you need to put him under pressure. Make him think about everything he's doing. Nick is slyly, legally, but being very sly, moving into view of Ryan's mirrors here, and making him realize, okay, he's there, he's going to try something, but can Ryan hold on and withstand this pressure? Because this is where he really needs. But then at the same time, is Ryan confident enough? Okay, do you know what? I'll get rid of the pressure. I'll let Nick through, but I can keep within 3 seconds of him.
I think he won't want to do that right now because you've still got 16 laps after this one. And a 3-second gap can be done in 16 laps, you know. So.
Oh yeah, of course.
You just want to keep him behind for another few laps, let's say 5 or 6, and then maybe think, okay, I can afford to let him go now.
Baby Hornet with the fastest lap. He's put his foot down quite considerably there. But I have a question for everyone about Tier 1. And it's going to be a game I play every week because I'm on Tier 2 comms nearly every week. How many seconds is Eugenie going to win by today?
Last week he was in free air last week.
Well, last week he
We were
won by,
battling
what was it?
ourselves.
20, was it 20 seconds he won by
It
last
was
week?
18 seconds, I think. 18 seconds.
That
I
is,
think.
it's the most dominant race I've ever seen in MRC.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We were battling each other in the P2 to P7, I believe. So once we're in that position, you're not going to be making the best laps. You're just trying to find the best way to get ahead of the other ones. But yeah, nobody's touching him this season, and probably not next season either.
not to take anything away from you here, but even if he wasn't battling, I don't think anyone was getting near him in that race. I don't think it really mattered if
Closer.
you guys are fighting or not. But
closer than that, I can assure you.
Oh no, well yeah, the gap wouldn't have been that big. I agree with that, but I still think it would have been a good 5-6 seconds at least, potentially. So, but we'll see. I mean, I have nothing against him. Like, you've got to admire Eugenie for how good he is.
Oh yeah.
But
it's the consistency in it as well. It's not just how good he can be. It's how consistently good he is.
I think you need to put something like 2 bricks on either side of your car. Even then you'll still get pole, but you know.
The only time he gets an off day is when his internet lets him down. That's it.
Yeah, and that's when you guys have to capture. That's when it's like, okay, this is my chance to win. And all there's more pressure on you guys than there normally is to try and beat him. Because then you're all like, okay, I need to win this race now. But the thing is, he was so fast in X on Friday as well. He didn't actually win the race though, which was surprising. But yeah, it was a rare sight to not see him win. He was on pole by like a second and a half though. But
Airways is finding it a bit hard right now. He's got a very fresh set of hards, but an end plate missing. So he's trying to get back up to Panizza, but finding it very hard.
I am wondering if he's been carrying that since the start of the race, because I don't know if you remember, there was that bit of contact between him and his teammate early on.
Yeah, yep.
So and he has been a bit off the pace compared to that front, you know, including Mark, that front four, he's been pretty off the pace compared to them the entire race. So I am wondering if potentially he might have been carrying that and just decided, do you know what, I'm in P4, I've got a 19-second gap to the car behind me, I can get to the end on this. So.
And Nick's got another 3 seconds, so even if he goes past Ryan, it's going to be, much harder for him to get any good results. Well, I mean, a win. P2 or P3 is still a very good result, of course, but he'd be wanting a win right now.
Yeah, he certainly will.
But that means also that Ryan doesn't have that much pressure. There are 13 laps left. He can let Nick pass and not have to worry about lunges or whatever, and just get to the end of the race within 6 seconds of the car ahead.
Yeah, it's like, what was it, 5 laps ago I was saying, okay, it's red car who's under pressure now. It's actually, strangely enough, and I'll tell you what, he's nearly just shown that pressure because he's nearly just gone straight into the back of Ryan as well. But now the pressure's almost switched roles and it's gone to Nick here. Because he's the one that's like, okay, I've got 3 seconds, I've got to get this move done. And then I have to put in qualifying laps for the rest of this race.
Which he
without barging into a wall. Do you know what I mean? So the last thing you want to hear go around this track is push. Do you know what I mean? That's not something you really want to be hearing. He's looking though. He is trying to force a mistake out of Ryan, and instead he's forcing them himself because he's just had a big moment.
I think the best move for him would just be patient, because the harder he fights Ryan, the more they lose time to Benita, and he will lose position to Benita as well for his chances.
The thing is, well, no, because I think Benita's actually got the same. Oh no, he's got 6. Okay, yeah, you are correct. So there's virtually now no way that Nick's going to win this race, because I don't see him putting 6 seconds in 11 laps. He's not 2 seconds a lap quicker than Ryan, and he's on the same lap old tyres exactly. However, Ryan is starting to make a lot of mistakes now. He's locking up into almost every corner. So,
and that's what having someone behind you at Monaco does.
With a flying Italian coming up as well, you know, I've heard from a very reliable source that Panizza currently has a certain Tier 1 5-time champion in his ear as well. You know, he's probably made of the same cojones as the 5-time Tier 1 champion. Oh, and as I say that, all of a sudden that releases a little bit of pressure off Nick. Because now he hasn't got to worry too much about Panizza, has he?
It does, yeah, definitely. At the same time, the strategy is the same. He should just stay with Ryan, because if anything happens between them, like any contact or just losing time, Panizza is ready to get that position right behind him.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
They get contact and he spins out, he'll lose out to Panizza, so may as well keep everything really clean with Ryan, let him win the race, because he's in such a good position. And
I'll tell you what though,
try and go to the end.
You can tell that Nick wants this though, because he's been getting into nearly every single corner. He's been getting so unbelievably close to Ryan. Without sometimes I've been wondering how have they not touched, you know, because he's been unreal how close he's been to the time. But yeah, to be fair, the gap.
Another battle.
Yes, go on.
Yeah, I was going to say another battle that's developing is Wilmax with Immortal. He's got 10 lap pressure with hard tyres, so he's got the pace.
I'd love to know what percentage Immortal's tyres are on right now.
Could be around, I'd say 40, 45.
Do you think it'd be that low? I thought it'd be higher than that, if I'm honest, after 27 laps. If he, I'll tell you something, if he holds on to this P5, he's a definite contender for driver of the day. When you look at the fact that he pitted on lap 1 at Monaco to get a P5 from being last after lap 1, you've got to just say,
typical Monaco strategy, that go until the end and hoping for the best.
But I will say I'm very impressed with the Tier 1 drivers in terms of the fact that we've had no safety cars. So, the other thing that I've just noticed is, you know I said, oh, Panizza's not really closing. He's taken about 7/10 out in the last lap. On the two ahead.
Yeah, well, again, how much are they battling?
Well, look at that gap. Ooh, that's an indicator.
Exactly, that's only bringing another guy in. So, yeah, honestly, if I were Ryan right now, I would let Nick go through, because there's no way Nick is going to slow down.
Unless Ryan is starting to worry that he doesn't have the pace to hold on to Nick. Unless that's what Ryan's worried about now.
Maybe.
There is that
There are
possibility.
only 8.5 laps left, so he'd basically need about 8/10, 9/10 of a second each lap.
Oh yeah.
I think Ryan's at least in that range.
Yeah, you're not wrong. But does Ryan want to win it on track as well? Because no one ever really wants to win a race for a penalty, do they? They're going to win it. Obviously, a win's a win. You'll take it however it comes to you, especially at Monaco.
It's the same number of points,
but
with less risk.
If you could win it on track, I'm sure anyone in their right mind would go for it. Mark has now dropped out the points. He's just come into the pits for a set of soft tyres.
Yeah.
So,
real shame that.
He won't be happy.
Earlier on, it was going to be hard for him to go to the end with his medium size. Yeah, it's definitely not gone right for him.
I think the most laps we've seen on set at mediums, was Freddie Olsen at 22, I think it was.
Wow, yeah.
For Freddie, but that was probably with great struggle, wasn't it? So,
I can't wait to see exactly what happened to Mark, because it seemed like a lot to take in very, very few seconds.
Well, I was here busy enjoying my life watching Redcar and Nick in the pits. I look up, Panizza's not in the lead anymore. Mark's in first. Then you cut to Mark and he spun, and I'm looking at penalty seeing Mark has a drive-through. And I still don't have any clue of what happened in any of it. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's all happened so quickly.
I think you couldn't write it either.
Yeah. It's like, I've literally just said to you, oh, Mark's taken... I've just gone, Mark's taken the lead. And you've gone, Mark's round. I've gone, no, he's not. Oh, wait, he is. Also, by the way, Panizza has wing damage.
Oh, has he?
He's got front right end plate damage. Interestingly, look at the gap between Redcar and Nick now as well.
Has Nick got any damage of his own?
I'm trying to get a good camera angle to see that. Is that a front right end plate? I think is it? Yeah, front right end plate's gone.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. So there's damage for Nick as well. So maybe he's pushed through hard, trying to get under Ryan. So all of a sudden, things are starting to open up for the Rambo here.
That's what I was trying to warn about earlier on. Now he's going to be under pressure from Panizza, who, despite having that damage, he's got the pace.
Yeah, well,
lose out on P2.
It's a battle of the wounded at the minute, really, isn't it? Oh, Nick's just clamped the wall again. Nick is really fighting and wrestling with that car. He is not happy with it in any way right now. He's pit. Why is he pit? I would have, honestly, maybe you disagree with me, but I would have just kept trying to keep going there.
I agree with Nick, on the simple basis that he mustn't have any confidence in his car.
Well, yeah, true. Maybe he felt like he was going to
DNF. Confidence is the most important thing around Monaco. It's not grip, it's not anything else, it's confidence.
Well, maybe as well.
You don't have your front wing. Wait, he's not repaired his front wing.
Oh no. Oh, Nick. Do you know what I was just about to say as well? Maybe he pit
So in this
thinking,
case,
oh, I've got
I
the
don't
gap.
agree.
I was thinking, oh, maybe he was thinking, oh, I have a big gap to P5, who is
Yeah, exactly.
immortal. The only thing is for him now, at least he's got absolutely no pressure on him.
Yeah.
Because even
The
with
only
wing
aim will be
damage,
to
he's got
close the gap, but
he's got 32 lap younger tyres than Immortal in P5. I think even
Yeah.
with wing damage, probably emotional damage and brain damage, you could probably still keep that car behind you with 32 lap old tyres on it. Do you know what I mean?
100%,
So
yeah.
I think Nick is probably not too worried, but he is pushing like crazy.
The thing is, he would have wanted to close that gap onto Airways and pull away as well.
Yeah, the
But he
issue
won't
was
be able to pull away.
he wouldn't have been able to close it, in my opinion, anyway, because it's all well and good. Okay, he might have got on the back of him, but unless he's, you know, like I said, minimum 2 seconds quicker a lap, which actually he probably
Which I
could
think
be
he
on
is,
this different tyre.
Different tyre, and just full stop, he's quicker as well. He's been amazing this race. He's been quicker than Ryan, arguably behind him.
Yeah,
but
let's
just not.
Oh, no, it
Ryan's got a
doesn't
3
matter.
second penalty.
He's still got less than Penizza anyway, so he's not going to be too
but
stressed about that. Hold on,
we're only
wait a
one
minute
mistake away.
though. I have just realised something.
Oh, yeah.
Penizza is 6.4 ahead of Airways. Penizza also has 6 seconds of penalties. This is going to be insanely close. For
I didn't
P2.
realise, I thought it was. I thought it was 3 seconds. Sorry.
No,
Okay,
Penizza
yeah, so
recently
Ryan
got one,
isn't-
didn't he? So, yeah, this is going to be. And I've just realised second, third, and fourth place all have wing damage as well.
As you say, battle of the wounded.
It literally, at this track, that's what it is. It's basically the battle of, like, yeah, it's just the battle of who can who can keep their car intact the most. So, I'm going to go and have a look at Ryan, because I'm just waiting to look at Ryan. He's got no front wing on that car and somehow still winning. But no, he's looking good, Ryan. He's just got... I'll tell you what, though, Penizza, considering his car is wounded, he's kept that gap virtually the same to Ryan. And this lap, he's actually closing it. So... Penizza is driving a very good race here.
I think most drivers have driven a good race here.
Yeah, I mean, just getting to the end, in my opinion, you deserve driver of the day. I respect you all. Mark, hold on, wait, 1 second. Melvin's just made a really good point here. Mark has overtaken about 5 cars.
Mm.
And I'm not going to lie, we've missed it all.
Well, you've got Baby Hornet and Alex who've picked, so that's 2 fewer cars.
But he's got past Freddie. I'd probably say Martin's let him go, I would think, because they were both on. They're both on different strategies. Mark's also just passed G-Star.
Oh yeah, but G-Star's in the... Oh no, he's right.
I'm wondering if G-Star's letting people go, because he's just let Freddie go as well. So I do wonder if G-Star's just potentially let them go. But, yeah, Mark has managed to pass... He's obviously passed Freddie legitimately.
Yeah.
Next up for Mark is Monster, and Monster's just let him go ironically as well. So... I mean, Mark has recovered a bit here. He's back to P7. It's not going to be enough for him to clinch the championship today, though.
Oh no, definitely not.
But wait.
Well,
no,
you
sorry.
Might still lose a position. You might still lose a place on Freddie, but any place he can get right now will help him for next week. Try and clinch it at where is it?
Sorry, Airways has no front wing.
Oh.
I was wondering how Nick got past him, because I was only talking about a lap.
He's spitting.
I was only talking about a lap ago about how Airways could get Penizza, wasn't I? Now all of a sudden, I saw he was behind Nick, and I'm like, what's going on here? So, Mark's out!
What the? Oh well.
Where's...
That's
He's gone just before the Yeah, to back. That's on the entry as well. Has he clipped the wall on the inside?
It's on the outside, I think he got it.
That screams contact then.
My
Surely.
guess is that he was running too far to the right, to the right, sorry. And I think there's a bit of the wall that kind of sticks out.
Yeah.
So he might have got his wheel stuck in there.
The thing is, he was on an absolute charge. He did all that hard work.
Exactly, yeah.
And the last lap of the race as well. But let's go on board with the man who's starting his final lap, and he's going to become a Monaco Grand Prix winner if he just manages to navigate his way the same way as he has done for 39 laps prior to this. This could be, and we know he loves this track as well, this could be his biggest moment in, I mean, he's a man that's lacked confidence for a few seasons. He's been in tier 1, he's been up, he's been down, he's been all around, but he's finally back at the front, and that's back where we are all so used to seeing him at different times. But he's got about half a lap to just navigate, bring the car home, and he will probably already be fist bumping in his car like the loyal Port Vale fan that he is.
Oh yeah.
I'm dead. I'm so dead after this. But no, now he's navigated. He's got 2 corners to navigate, and he's going to become a Monaco Grand Prix winner. Round the final corner, he's already slowing it down. Look at him, he's taking it so easy. He's weaving. He knows he's got this. He knows that Panizza's behind him, but he knows that Panizza has the penalties. Ryan wins. Panizza is in second. What a try from him with no wing. Nick will come home in P3. Immortal, what a sensational drive from him.
Yeah.
37 laps
yeah.
on a set of hards, and he's going to come home. Actually, no, he's not going to hold on to P4. He's going to lose it to Womack.
But he's coming through. He's trying to go for the fastest lap.
He is. He's at a moment outside of Raskas, but Immortal does come home P5 on track. Womack does end up taking that off him. And then Airways is in P60. I don't think he could get the fastest lap.
No.
Then you got Freddie Olsen, who will take P7. Monster, keep delighted with that in P8. Single track in P9, and then the last point scorer will be Mr. Soggy Biscuit himself, who's just going to run the final corner. And he is done, and he was the last car on the lead lap, interestingly. So only the top 10 drivers finished on the lead lap. So that is how dominant Ryan was today.
Or how bad this track is.
No, I mean, Ryan did have very good pace, but yeah, I think Ryan was probably the only driver that didn't get any sort of wing damage at any point in that race.
Yeah.
So he was wildly consistent. Don't forget, all results are only provisional because we have stewards.
Stewarding.
I hope that we don't have much stewarding, because my red car takes the win. Panizza is in second. Nick Beattie in third. The penalties. Airways, what a disastrous last few laps for him in P6. Freddie Olsen P7, Monster in P8, Single Track P9, Bit W in P10, Armor Red P11, G-Star in P12, Bergen in P13, Baby Hornet in P14, Alex did not finish actually in the end, I don't think. No, he did. Sorry, he did. And then the DNFs were Mark Caution, Error Boys, Krusty T, Smith, and Kaiser Soze. And now you've got the very fun job of picking a driver of the day.
You had a good case for Immortal, but I think Ryan, to be honest. I think only 2 drivers didn't make a single mistake. No, actually no. Because Panizza did get a bit of front wing damage, but it didn't affect him too much. Ryan also got the correct call for the strategy. Of course, you need a bit of luck as well for that, but I think Ryan drove the best race today, not just because he won, but he didn't make a mistake, took the opportunities, was quick enough, and yeah, got the 25 points. I'm going for Ryan on this one.
Yeah, he drove a faultless race, and I'm more than happy for you. I'm going to share it out to Immortal, like I said, though, because 37 laps on a set of tyres to then bring the car home for P4 on track is pretty sensational, especially at Monaco. So I give him credit. So the two drivers of the day,
Mm.
for Ant, it's red car. For me, it's Immortal. That's not me saying red car doesn't deserve it either, by the way. That's just me saying I'm going to share it out. But that is it. Tier 2 is over and done with. We saw a whole one legit overtake. But it was all fun and games. We will be back for an absolutely action-packed race in Tier 1. The battle for the lead is going to be absolutely sensational because Eugenie definitely isn't going to win the race. So,
Oh no.
yeah, make
No.
sure everyone tunes in. You'll see Ant on track. You'll be joined by Baby Hornet and Monster. I think it is on
Not.
comms.
Okay.
I think it's, yeah, Baby Hornet and Monster. So those two will be taking you through all the action. And obviously, Tier 3 on Wednesday will be at 7 o'clock. And I am ever so excited to be racing. And then, obviously, we have MRC Extreme on
Wednesday.
8:45 on Wednesday, and then we do have a week's break next week because it is Bank Holiday week in the UK. So you might get a special race here or there from someone or something. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled. Don't forget to turn the notifications on. Make sure you leave a like. Make sure you subscribe because otherwise Ant will be after you. And yeah, thank you for joining me, Ant.
Yeah. Well, I think we've survived the race.
I'll tell you. I'll
and,
tell you if I've survived after this because I think there's a big coughing coming. But yeah, no, yeah, it's been good fun though. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that'll be it. Me and Ant are now gonna go die. He's gonna die for 15 minutes before his race starts, and I'm just gonna die while stewarding. So yeah, everyone enjoy and thank you all for watching. Good night.
Good night.